They're 4-4 to stop.
All right, Datchison goes to the sideline. He gets a nice round of applause. 11:57 seconds football game. Down below as the Morris Hills fans whoop it up. 9 up and 1 down is what they're looking at in 11 minutes. Von Buskirk is the quarterback. Has Cameron in motion. Handoff goes to Lusardi. Tries to get outside. Flag on a play, and Lusardi gets out to the 34-yard line. There are flags all over the field. Looks like a clip on Morris Hills, and it's going to cost the Scarlet Knights 15 big ones. So they're talking now to the captain. Morris Knolls captain. There'll be a 15-yard penalty being marked off.
That play wasn't fancy at all. That was pitched back to Glenn Cameron and let him run as quickly as he could around the corner. However, he didn't quite make it, as you saw. As you heard, I should say, since we're not on TV yet.
They're still talking with the Morris Knolls captains. The options are being explained to them.
I think the point here, Thomas, is we have 2 flags. We've got a flag around the line of scrimmage. We've also got a personal foul flag against Morris Hills back in the Morris Knolls secondary, a push-off.
All right, the clip is marked off. 15 yards takes it all the way back to the 20-yard line. So at the 20-yard line there, it'll be 3rd down and 22 yards for the Scarlet Knights.
And now we'll see what Coach Bill Gleese wants him to do. Will he have Bill Van Buskirk throwing deep in his own territory with 11 minutes and 27 seconds to go? Or will he have him just run the ball to try to kill some more of that clock? Sam Mitchell is coming in with a play, replacing Tommy Benjamin, and will inform the quarterback of what Coach Bill Gleese wants in this set of plays.
All right, Benjamin comes out. Running backs are Lusardi and Mitchell. Wingback is Cameron. Von Buskirk pitches back to Mitchell. He's got a couple blockers. Tries to get outside, avoids one tackler, cuts back against the grain. It comes all the way out to about the 35, 36-yard line, where it'll bring up a 4th down and 8 situation.
Despite the fact that they didn't make the first down on that play, there were 2 tremendous blocks on that play thrown by Tony Lusardi and Bill Van Buskirk, the quarterback. Mitchell was able to make good yards because his lead blockers did such an outstanding job cutting down the Morris Knolls linebackers.
All right, it's 4th down and 7 yards to go for Morris Hills, and Larry Burke will kick for the first time here this afternoon. Second time, excuse me. Kicked earlier in the first quarter. Burke standing on his own 21-yard line, gets the kick just away barely. Good rush. Fair catch called for at about the 35 by Hal Big. It'll be 1st and 10 for Morris Knolls from that point.
When thinking of adding a touch of brightness to your home in time for the holidays, the natural choice is carpeting. At Firstman and Feinberg, your choice of carpet is almost unlimited. Choose from sparkling shag, sophisticated plushes, textured tweeds, random sheer, and everything in between for every room. To make your choice easier, Firstman and Feinberg will have their carpet expert bring samples to your home and help you decide. There's absolutely no obligation. Firstman and Feinberg, West Blackwell Street in Dover. Tom?
Thank you, Bob. Adio wide right, File wide left, angle dropping back, looking, throwing, intended for Mitchell, almost intercepted by Cameron. Cameron couldn't come up with the football, though he did have it in his hands. 2nd down and 10 for Morris Knolls.
Cameron started to run with the ball before he actually caught it, Tom. He saw a goal line. He saw it 6 points on the board, and by that time the ball had hit his hands and dropped. It was thrown practically right at him. It was intended for Rick Mitchell, slightly underthrown.
All right, the sun has come back out here and warm it up a little bit for those people outside. Of course, in here we have no sun. It continues to be a very chilly afternoon. File to the right side, Adio left, angle, runs the option. Pitch back comes to Daniels, daylight, breaks one tackler and gets out close to the 1st down at the 45-yard line. All depends where they mark the football. Angle once again running the option very well. Got outside in the corner, pitch back came to Daniels, and Rick got out to the 40-yard line, but it's half a yard short. Be 3rd and 1. Daniels checks out. Halbig checks in. Regala comes in, replacing Adio. As Bill Regan continues to bring in plays from across the way. File to the right side. Mitchell tight. Angle to quarterback. There's a flag on the play now. And it's before the whistle, so before the play started, so nobody ever got going. Looks Looks like the flag is against Morris Knolls. It's a legal procedure. It'll cost them 5, and I'll make it 3rd down and 6. So what was a 3rd and short now becomes a 3rd and 6. Under 10 minutes to go in the football game. 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the Golden Eagles. File comes wide to the right side. Adio goes wide left. Angle dropping back, looking, going deep, intended for File. He's got it. Nice pass at the 43-yard line. Beat Mike Verkylen one-on-one, and he was wide open. File catches it at the 46, brings it all the way to the 42, where they finally mark it. 1st and 10 for Morris Knolls. And the Angle continues to impress with his throwing ability.
Excellent execution on that play, both from the quarterback standpoint and from Dave File's standpoint. He ran a little post pattern underneath Mike Verkylen's coverage and was open. Had Verkylen missed the tackle, he might have gained more yardage. We have 9 minutes to go in this game. Morris Hills 19, Morris Knolls nothing. 4th quarter action brought to you in WRAN 1510 radio.
Adio wide left, File right, Angle once again rolling right on the option. Brought down from behind by Joe Scheibe on a good defensive play. Loss of a yard on the play. Angle had the option all set up. It was him and Daniels out there with one man, and Scheibe doesn't make the stop, could go for bigs.
That's true, but Joe Scheibe had a very, very good angle of pursuit right there. Tommy Angle is not the quickest guy going down the pike, but Scheibe's angle enabled him to catch him pretty quickly. I think he wanted to go out to the pitch-out man, Chris Daniels, right here.
File to the right side. Angle ducks under the center, gives to the first back Sandstrom, and he gets 5 yards inside the 40-yard line down to about the 39. Bring up a 3rd down situation and a long 7 for the Golden Eagles.
There are basically 2 different plays that Morris Knolls has used in this situation right here. They've been either running the option to left, or they've been throwing little curl patterns to either setback or wide receivers. You have to look for a little short pass here out in the flat, possibly to Adio.
File left, Adio right as they flip-flop. Angle drops straight back under the pressure. Arm is hit as the ball's released by Larry Burke, and a ball falls to the ground. So it's 4th and 8.
There's a flag in the secondary, though, Tom.
He was looking towards File. We'll have to see what the penalty is.
I think it's a Morris Knolls defensive interference call right here.
That's what it is. It's against the Scarlet Knights, and they're talking Angle right now. Of course, he'll take the penalty. It'll give Morris Knolls a 1st down. Defensive interference is the call.
All the scoring today has been compressed into the 2nd quarter, with John Sperone catching 2 touchdown passes from Mark Gifford, and Glenn Cameron running 7 yards for the 3rd score from Morris Hills.
All right, they mark it off, and they'll bring it all the way down. A big 15-yard mark-off goes down to about the 25-yard line. Morris Knolls' deepest penetration of the afternoon. I'm sure Billy Regan's crew would like to get on the board here. File comes wide to the left side. Adio to the right side. Angle gives to Sandstrom, gets to the secondary, down to the 14-yard line before he's stopped by Cameron and Larry Burke in on the stop also. Big hole, Pete Sandstrom going off his own right side. He had some good blocking from Pete Gackus and Tom Garrett. Very close to the 1st down. In fact, they're going to bring the chains in from across the way. Morris Knolls is down to the 15-yard line. It's just inside the 15, so we'll have to see where they pick up the 1st, or they're looking at 2nd and short.
I'd say they're 2nd and short, just looking at it from here, Tom.
Good call, Bob. It's 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles. So you're 1 up and 1 down.
You win a few, you lose a few.
And some should get rained out, and some never should have been played.
Absolutely. Speaking of being played, there are a couple of other games being played today. Roxbury Hackettstown, Morris Catholic playing Mountain Lakes, DePaul at Jefferson, also being played this beautiful Saturday afternoon.
All right, Angle gives to Sandstrom, drives to the goal line, touchdown. Pete Sandstrom off a tremendous hole off his own left side, goes 15 yards before he was finally hit at the 1-yard line, then fought his way in. And Glenn Cameron is down on the field once again. He gets up now. It seems his knee is giving him all kinds of problems. He limps back to the huddle. But Morris Knolls is on the board, and that's the big news. Make it 19-6. Pete Sandstrom going 15 yards for the Golden Eagles score. And Bob, he had all kinds of daylight off the left side.
That's true. That had to be a cross-up of assignments on the part of the Morris Hills linebackers. But apparently the Morris Hills linebackers filled middle. Sandstrom just went right. As soon as he got past the defensive line, he was gone. There was absolutely no one there to stop him. The first hit was Mater on the 1-yard line. So that means he had about 10 or 12 yards of just open territory. But at that point, when you give a fullback with Sandstrom's ability, that much of a head of steam, ain't nobody going to stop him.
Morris Knolls now, trailing by 13, will obviously go for 2. That drive covered 50 yards. 65 yards. It started on their own 35-yard line, and it was the Golden Eagles' most impressive offensive display of the afternoon. Angle rolling left, under pressure, now looks, throws, batted down by Lusardi. So as the teams come back up the field, the score, Morris Hills 19, Morris Knolls 6. Bob?
Say Merry Christmas to someone special with a gift that's very special, since it came from Firstman and Feinberg and Dover. Say thank you to those great friends of yours with a gift of a cocktail set, perhaps an ice bucket, some fine crystal items, candlesticks, or many other fine gift-giving ideas at Firstman and Feinberg. And for someone extra special, why not surprise them with a recliner, or a table, maybe a lamp, or other fine furniture in the furniture department of Firstman and Feinberg. Firstman and Feinberg is located on West Blackwell Street in Dover. This year, say Merry Christmas in a special way with a gift for Firstman and Feinberg, West Blackwell Street, Dover, New Jersey. Back to Tom.
Thank you, Robert. 7 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the football game. Morris Knolls has just got on the board for the first time. They trail 19-6. Quinn will kick it off. He'll kick to Mitchell, and Lusardi standing at about the 10-yard line. Quinn goes for the onside kick, and it's ball recovered right there at the 49-yard line for Morris Hill. Making the recovery was
Alan Rigg, I think it was here, Tom.
Yeah, it was. This Alan Rigg fell on the football. So Morris Knolls goes for the onside kick, and they get it back now, Morris Hills does, on their own 49.
That was the only thing they possibly could have done in that situation, Tom. We have only about 7.5 minutes remaining in this game. Morris Knolls has to get the ball back very quickly because Morris Hills has been controlling the ball pretty well on offense, and they can't afford to allow Morris Hills to run the clock down.
Gifford back in at quarterback, looking to throw out in the flat. It's overthrown to Cameron. It goes out of bounds. Covering on the play was Crosby Livingston.
That was fine coverage by Crosby Livingston on Cameron in that play. There was no place that Gifford could have thrown the ball where it would have been either knocked down or intercepted. So he did the wise thing. He threw the ball over Glenn Cameron's head. The most important thing that Morris Hills is going to have to do right now is to eat up the time. Scoring isn't that important. Holding on to the ball for as much time as possible is much more important to the Scarlet Knights of Morris Hills at this point.
7 minutes, 10 seconds to go here. Cameron, the wingback, with both ends are tight. Gifford gives to Lusardi, gets back to the 50-yard line. That's about it. Gain of a yard, second, 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9 for Morris Hills, and they've got to get a first down going here yesterday. And this reminds us of yesterday when Dover just couldn't get a first down, and all they needed was a drive of some sort that would take up about 4 minutes, and they just couldn't get it going.
The difference here, though, is that Morris Knolls' defensive line is not dominating the line of scrimmage as the Morristown defensive line did in the latter stages of yesterday's game.
3rd down, 9 yards to go. Gifford rolling left, looking for Cameron. Now under pressure. It's going to be brought down back at the 45-yard line. Glenn Kugel makes the stop, and Morris Hills will have to punt the football away. 4th down, 15 to go. Morris Knolls with their most impressive football here in the afternoon in the last 7 minutes. 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the game.
Glenn Kugel was a part of a brother act of Morris Knolls football. Art Kugel was a fine lineman for Morris Knolls a couple of years ago.
All right, Burke will kick. Standing on his 32-yard line, single safety is Halbig. He has the sun in his eyes at 22. Just barely gets the kick away. It comes towards Halbig at the 20. Brought down immediately by Dwayne Fredericks at the 25-yard line. Is a 5-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10 for Morris Knolls from their own 25-yard line.
The 4th quarter of football action today is being brought to you by Firstman and Feinberg, 33 West Blackwell Street in Dover, the trendsetter when it comes to quality clothing for men and boys.
5 minutes, 51 seconds to go in the game. Morris Hills led at 19-0 at halftime. They've been unable to generate an offense in the second half, and it's now 19-6. Angle gives to Sandstrom. He gets 4 out to the 29-yard line. It'll make it 2nd down and 6. Before we forget, we'd like to thank Frank Fox and Gene Kelly, the 2 athletic directors of these 2 schools, for their cooperation all year. Makes Morris Hills one of the nicest places to come to. I say Morris Hills because Morris Knolls plays their home games here also. So we'd like them to know that we appreciate what they've done for us.
And I'd also like to thank John Shifter for helping us out with spotting chores today.
2nd down and 7. Angle fakes to Sandstrom. Now brought down. A great defensive play by Shabai. Angle blindsided at the 22-yard line. It's a loss of 7. Bring up a 3rd down and 14 situation. Angle gets up nice and cool. He looks to the sidelines to see what play Mr. Coach Regan wants.
I wonder how many coaches he saw when he looked over to the sideline those times. He took a tremendous hit from Joe Shabai.
He's taking some lumps back there, but the young sophomore has stood in and thrown the football very, very well.
We have 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this game. Morris Hills is leading 19-6. Back to time.
File to the right side. Regala tight on the left. Fake to Daniels. Angle looking. Throws. It's almost intercepted. Tom Benjamin had the football covering Rick Mitchell, but couldn't hold on to it, and the ball fell to the ground. It'll bring up a 4th down and 14, and across the way, Brian Quinn comes on. He'll kick it away for Morris Knolls.
And now with 4 minutes, 16 seconds to go in this ball game, Morris Hills is up by a score of 19-6. All Morris Hills has to do right here is to get a couple of scores, hold on to the ball, and the game will be another victory for Morris Hills. The first one, by the way, in this series, this 4-year-old series against Morris Knolls. Morris Knolls has won the first 3 years going.
Quinn standing on his own 7-yard line, gets the kick away. Good kick coming out towards Cameron. He's going to let it bounce, and it hits the Morris Knolls player right in the head, right in the helmet, and that's where it'll be down. There's no penalty. I think they're just marking the play right there. It'll be 1st and 10 for Morris Hills at the 47-yard line.
That should be an interference call. There should be a penalty called on that.
Yes, it is. I never realized that. I thought if it just hit a player that it was the ball was dead at that point. They're talking now to Tony Lusardi, and I guess
that's got to be just a little bit embarrassing for the Morris Knolls player to come down and get clocked in the head by a football.
Seems to be a really funny penalty when you think about it. I mean, there was no intent or anything like that.
Absolutely.
And Morris Hills declines the penalty. He'll take the football at the 44-yard line.
Otherwise, the ball would have had to been brought back and kicked over, and Brian Quinn has shown that he can really boom them out.
4 minutes, 8 seconds left here at Gifford Field. Sperone goes wide to the right side. Gifford rolling back, looking, throwing, wide open. Cameron gets away from one tackler at the 42, another tackler, and goes all the way down to the 33-yard line.
That ball was just slightly underthrown, Tom. Otherwise, Glenn Cameron might have gone all the way. He had to come back a little bit for the ball. If he had been led a little bit better, he might have gone all the way for another 6-pointer for Morris Hills. As it was, a substantial game for the Morris Hills Scarlet Knights. 1st and 10, Morris Hills on the Morris Knolls 33-yard line.
24-yard gain for Morris Hills, and it'll be their ball at the Morris Knolls 33, as Bob indicated. Sperone goes wide to the right side. Campbell tight left. Handoff goes straight ahead to Cameron. He gets 5 to the 28-yard line, where he's brought down by a shoestring tackle there.
And the clock keeps running. We're down to 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. The most important factor for Morris Hills right now, hold on to the football. A couple of first downs, and their 9th victory in 10 outings will be theirs.
Gifford into the huddle. Sends Sperone to the right side. Now Sperone comes in tight as they go with 2 tight ends. Gifford. People jump on the line of scrimmage. Gifford runs back, looking in the flat, throws to Mitchell, wide open at the 19, driven out by Halbig. But I think this one's coming back. I think it's offside against Morris Hill.
That's true. Harold Campbell jumped the gun a little bit. In his anxiousness to get down into the end zone, he missed up by 1 count right there. The ball will be coming back. Morris Hill's offside. I think, Tom, we have to mention right now the fine job that the Morris Hills offensive line has been doing in protection of Mark Gifford today. Chris Dennison, the center, Rick Murray and Kevin Monahan, the guards, Brian McGuire and Tom Sim, the tackles, have been doing an outstanding job protecting Mark Gifford and opening the holes for the Morris Hills rush offense.
All right, they're talking to Mike Bannon now, and they're going to bring the penalty back. It'll be 5 yards. It'll bring up a second down. 2nd and 11. It's a long 10 or a short 11, depending on how you want to look at it. Late moments of the football game. Don't forget, next week it's Morris Hills in Phillipsburg for the Group 3 Section 2 championship. Sperone goes wide right. Gifford ducks under the center. Drops straight back. Cameron on a fly, throws it. Cameron gets it at the 15. He goes out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Great throw by Gifford and a great catch by Cameron as Robin Rohr had absolutely perfect coverage on the play. You couldn't cover it any better, and Cameron just caught it right off his fingertips, and Gifford just really laid it in there.
That's exactly the same play they ran before. This time the ball was thrown in perfectly. Glenn Cameron was striding down the sideline.